Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I feel like I'm gonna just take it a bit slower because I think I was so nervous on my last video that I just sprinted.
Some things don't work and that's the way love goes. I get it, I get it, I get it, I get it.
So I want to take this video a little bit slower. So I was saying that in this video I am going to discuss my testimony and give the real deal. So I think I don't know if I mentioned it in my last video that when it came to giving my testimony, I was like crying because I just didn't want to share everything. Even though like it's so funny because we may get to the end of this video and people are like, that is not deep. But when you've kind of, I don't want to say built an image of yourself, there's certain things that people have expected from me and maybe don't expect from me, but I feel like I've definitely made myself to be more of a polished individual during kind of like my lifespan, and that you're just gonna see that I'm not perfect. We're the same, probably. Um, and yeah, so I think I'm just gonna get into it, to be honest, because I think I'll just ramble if I don't. So I grew up in a Christian household, essentially like always went to church. Um, I suppose I just didn't know God for myself. I didn't have a relationship with Christ. I was just your everyday girl going to church every Sunday. Routine, right? That's the thing. It was a routine. Um, but like growing up, I suppose um I did not have good friends. Like I didn't have the best of friends. I grew up in a predominantly white area, so when people say whitewashed, I think I had like one black friend. Um I had no sense of who I was. Um I just felt very left out, that I didn't belong anywhere. Um yeah, that like no one truly understood me. I went to three primary schools. Um and in my second primary school, I was bullied. I'm not even gonna say the girl's name because I forgive her. And she would just, I would just go to school and mind my business, and she'd come in and she'll just pull my hair. She'd just pull my hair and drag me. And I was, if I don't even know if I have any pictures, but I was such a skinny kid. And it's so funny because I never told my parents. And I don't know why. But like anyways, growing up, friendship betrayals, like I remember one time like there was three of us outside and everyone had said like, oh, let's them two were like, oh, let's go home. And um and I was like, oh, okay, like they want to go like home. And I didn't realize they had just texted each other, let's say go home so Destiny can go home. So then I didn't want to go home at the time, so I just went to someone else's house. And then when I was looking through her window, I could see that they just literally like met up at the corner again and went out. And like, I don't know, it doesn't sound deep now, but like as a like 15-year-old, like that crushed me. So I left that friendship group, and I had moved to a new school for secondary school. So that old group was like my friendship group from primary. So I went into secondary school like essentially like having no friends, like none at all. I don't even want to get like emotional in this video, but it's so hard, like, because I'm a person that like I don't show my emotions. Um like it's very rare to see me cry and all of them things, because I don't know, I just don't kind of do them things. um but yeah, I had no friends kind of going into secondary school. And then I had strict parents as well. So when you are friends with white people, like, they're always doing sleepovers and all these things, because I didn't have black friends and I wasn't allowed to go to any of them. So that even isolated me further, because when they're talking about stuff and you don't know, and then people stop inviting you to things, right? Because you're just not allowed to go. So then like I started becoming like suicidal. at this point, I just didn't want to live. Like, I was very depressed. And when I say like I didn't tell like my parents, I think I know why, because African parents have the mentality of um what you have to be depressed for, you know? Like you have, I need to get tissue. I have tissue here. Um, I don't know why tears are coming down my eyes because I'm not hurt. Like I'm actually not even hurt. I think it's just the lack of talking about things, right? Um, and I think that's why the Lord has sent me to talk about this, because people don't want to talk about the things that have pierced them when they were younger, right? Um, but yeah, black parents, you know, they have, I don't want to say they have no understanding, but they just don't understand feeling low as a kid because they're like, we've suffered to give you this life. So what more hardship can you have? So then from then, it's like, ugh, no one to talk to. Like, who can understand me? I'm the oldest sibling as well. So I was just so alone in my thoughts that my thoughts were so dark. Um, they were so dark. But yeah, well, as you can see, I'm still here. So I didn't go through with that. But yeah, I definitely I had that kind of period. And then I'm like skipping blanks because I can't remember everything. And then fifth year comes and my friend dies. Um, that was like my first ever sense of loss, of mourning. And I was just kind of like, why? Like, God, why? If there's a God, why? Guys, my camera literally just turned off there. Um, ooh, hope it doesn't do that again. Um, so where was I? Okay, my friend had, guys, sorry, some of these things are just not in order because they're all over the place. Um, my friend had passed away in that December, and um, I had found myself questioning God um with that. And then 2 months later, my dad had passed away after a close friend had passed away. And I think at that point I was like, if there's a God, he hates me, right? If there's a God, why would you let this happen to me? If there's a God, why would you take away my dad? You know, just a lot of questions like that. And that just pushed me away. Like that pushed me away. I was just like there's no God. There's no God. What if there's a God, he doesn't like me kind of thing. Um yeah, that crushed my faith. Like crushed my if there was any faith left, like that was the gone. Well, I might talk about kind of that season of my life in a separate video because I want to keep this I want to keep it short. Um and then that's what I mean by this is not in order, because the ages are just weird. And then at the age of 12, someone had told me about the P word, the P O, you know, finish the rest. And then that started a whole addiction. So I struggled with that for 8 plus years. Around 8 years of struggling with that addiction. And I it's so weird with these things because you're addicted to it, but then at the end you're like, ew, like it's so icky, but then yet you go back to it. So like even allowing my eye gates to open to stuff like that, like there's probably like no like it's probably like no wonder you were feeling suicidal and you were depressed. Like the things that I was like watching slash engaging with weren't good, you know. And then obviously fornication and sexual immorality now comes into play, and with stuff like that. But like I think what I will say with, I don't know if I can say that P word. Can I say that on YouTube? I'll just use the P word because I think we all get the gist. What I will say is with any addiction that you're going through, like the Lord can take you out of it. Like you are not bound. it's just recognizing who you are. And even before I started taking my relationship with Christ seriously, I used to say, Lord, this year I don't want to indulge with this. Lord, this year I don't want to indulge in this. Lord, this year I don't want to indulge in this. Oh Lord, help me, help me, help me. Like I was crying out to God. That's the thing. Like although my like faith um wavered like after my dad died, I still had to go to church every Sunday. So I still think I had the sense of, well, I might as well try and pray, you know, in terms of hardship and stuff like that. Um, and like the Lord did free me. We thank God. He did free me from that addiction 3 or 4 years ago. So we thank God. And I have not looked back since. Even in terms of like fornication and all of that, like I was that was one thing, like I've always felt convicted about stuff like that, um always. So I am happy to say that I am over 2.5 years abstinent. um Even before, like that's like the thing, like even before I started walking with Christ fully, like he just convicted me from that, and I just could not do it. I just could not do it. um so thank you, Jesus. Um but like when I was in the world, like I just always wanted to make my own way. Like I was such a, like, no, if I wanted, I'm going to get it, like without consulting God, because I didn't actually care for a God. Like I didn't, like all my decisions were my decisions. If I wanted it, I wanted it. Obviously I partied a lot. Like I partied so much. um I partied a lot, and a lot of people don't even know that clubbing is a sin. Like my regular like club Saturday, get home 3 4 a.m., wake up for church like 8 hours later. It was a routine. And I also think like it's hard because I wouldn't say necessarily I had someone to look up to. I didn't. What I was seeing when I was 16 was people in Crystal. Oh, I can't wait to turn 18 so I can be in Crystal. Like that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to club, and I did. But obviously I've learned like that is not godly, that is not of Christ. And that is another thing that I cannot do anymore. Like I can't do that. Like it's, I've been convicted of it. Like I can't do it. And I know it's bad. Like I haven't been in a relationship in a very, very long time. But I think like even in dating, I think I just always wanted someone to care about me, I suppose, which is sad because the Lord cares about you. Like the Lord sees you. But the thing is, I never felt like God saw me or loved me or cared about me. So um even when I see like red flags in people, I'm such the person, like I'm like, oh no, I'll just give them a chance because we're not together yet. So it doesn't count and stuff. And like in these talking stages, you can see that this person is just such a bad person. But your your hurt like sometimes just won't let you like leave because you don't understand that that's not love. um yeah, so then essentially like with all these things, and I think I've left some things out but I don't know if I can remember them. With all these things last year, um I was just still living life, partying, but I like all the like fornication, all that kind of stuff, but I was still very much in the world in sin. um then my sister she came to Ireland for a conference, and she was like, I want you to go. And I was like, I don't want to go. Like church on a Saturday, please, church is restricted for Sunday. So I was like, I don't want to go, but my mom was like, you need to support your sister. And bro, I did not want to go, but like, I just felt bad. I was like, fine, let me go. So I went. It was conference by Temple of Faith. Shout out Temple of Faith. Um, and it was like a veil was torn over, like a veil was like taken off my eyes, and I was like, oh my Lord, what have I been in? Like, do you know what I mean? It's like, what have I been doing with my whole life? Like, what have I known? Like, I haven't known like I didn't, like I felt like I just did not know anything. And I was like, I need to change. Like I need to change my life around. And then I think I forgot to mention in 2023, I did kind of have something like, oh, I need to know God more. But I did it on my own. And I think I lasted 4 days of reading my Bible because I had no accountability, no community, nothing. I just gave up. But then I think from having that knowledge, I said, if I'm going to do this again, I'm going to do it right. So I was so intentional about my walk this time. I was like, I'm going to join a community. I'm going to actually dedicate myself to prayer. I'm going to dedicate myself to the word. Like I'm going to know the Lord for myself. Like I need that. And like that's what I've done since. Like it's just been a journey of growing with the Lord, growing in his word, creating environments around me, creating the right environments, putting myself in the right environments, putting myself in the right community with people that are going to help me grow. And yeah, that was a lot about me and like what I've struggled with essentially. Um and like you're not your struggle. And um I think suffering produces endurance. That's what it says in the Bible. And I can now kind of see the things I went through and like why and where God is taking me and like what I'm going to do. Um and like nothing's in vain. Um and now it's just about equipping myself, equipping my future, equipping my children, standing in authority, like knowing all these things. Because knowledge is really power. And that whole like my people perish because of lack of knowledge is so true. Like I've perished because of things I did not know. And like knowledge is like such a strength. And like the one thing I can encourage people to do is read their Bible. My Lord, when you read the Bible, your eyes will just open off. Like, and I'm when I read the Bible, I'm like, oh my Lord, this was there. This is like this is tea. This is this is eating. Like, okay, okay, you snapped, God. Um, no, but unreal. So like that's kind of my whole like testimony, like story coming to Christ. I don't know if I explained it the best, but yeah, I think like the last straw was like God literally caught me at that conference, and he was like, "You're mine, and you're gonna live for me for now. You're gonna live for me now." And I literally have and will forever by God's grace. Because he's the only one that can keep the source and sustain me. And I'm never turning back. Yeah, but like I of course like fell a few times and like went to one or two more parties after, but then I was like, yeah, no, I'm not doing this anymore. Um and I've stood strict in it. And sometimes some of the things that I'm like so strict on, I'm kind of like, Lord, where are you taking me? Because this is not normal. Like this consecration is quite weird. But I know that the Lord's doing a great thing in my life, and I am very, very grateful. So guys, yes, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Let me know if this testimony has blessed you. I want to let you know that you are not alone. Like that's my thing. Like even with the things I was talking about, was struggling with like I keep saying the P word and stuff like that. Like it's literally like the shame and the guilt that the devil's trying to trap you in. And it's so funny because people are probably gonna watch and be like, oh my gosh, I've struggled with that too. But the devil wants you to think that you're alone in your suffering, or that you're the only one that's gone through this. That's why he tries to make you think like no one else around you is going through this or has been through this. But it's not true. It's not true. And the Lord can set you free if you submit to him, you present yourself as a living sacrifice to him. I'm telling you now, he can deliver you from anything that you're going through, that depression, suicidal thoughts, porn, fornication, lust. The Lord can transform and deliver you, because I am a walking testimony of someone that has dealt with all of these things. Yeah, so guys, don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you next time. God bless you.